It's the final week of the 2012-2013 regular season as sectional action begins next week around the state of Indiana. And the Plainfield Quakers and the Zionsville Eagles will wrap up this week with a pair of games. For the Quakers, it's senior night here at Plainfield High School as they honor 5 seniors that will be making their final appearance on this court here at Plainfield in their high school basketball careers. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Plainfield and Zionsville basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Hendricks County Flyer, Jay's Tree Farm, Creekside Family Dentistry, and Plainfield Eye Care. My name is Brian Scott. So glad you could join us on a Tuesday night, a very chilly, cold Tuesday night in the state of Indiana for some high school basketball. As I mentioned, senior night here at Plainfield High School. 5 seniors making their final appearances on the court here for the Quakers as Jake J., Luke Jones, Josh Courtney, Tim Bowdy, and John Aldridge will get the start tonight in their final game of their high school careers here at Plainfield High School on this home court. Not the final game for the Quakers. They'll play one more game coming up this Friday night when they travel to Columbus East to wrap up their regular season. The Quakers currently with a record of 5-13. They're coming off of a loss last Friday against Franklin by the score of 68-54. They will welcome the Zionsville Eagles from the Hoosier Crossroads Conference into Red Pride Arena here tonight as the Red Pride Gymnasium and Zionsville coming in with a record of 9-9. They have not played in 10 days. Their last game was back on February 9th when they lost to one of the top teams in Central Indiana and if not all of the state of Indiana, the Pike Red Devils. Pike winning that game 63-52 as the trio of those talented guards at Pike, just a little too much for the Eagles to contain in that game. Andrew Dockich, not one of his better games, only 9 points in that contest, and all of them came in the second half as the Red Devils did a good job of shutting Andrew down in that contest. So the Eagles also are coming off of a loss. Quakers coming off of a loss. Both of them trying to get back into the winners column as we get ready for sectional action next week. I want to thank the Hendricks County Flyer, our corporate video sponsor. They also want to thank the Flyer for making these broadcasts possible, as well as their title sponsor, Hendricks Regional Health. Jay's Tree Farm is located at 755 East Joppa Road in Mooresville. They're open from 9 to 5:30 on weekends and 3 to 5:30 during the week. Jay's Tree Farm, a great place for family outings and tradition as they offer fresh and fragrant trees. Creekside Family Dentistry invites you to come out and see Dr. Reed Johnson. They're located at 410 West Main Street in Plainfield. Dr. Johnson has 20 years of service and focuses on family, cosmetic, and implant dentistry. For more information, call them today at 838-6684 or learn more on the web at www.drreedjohnson.com. And the Plainfield Eye Care Center is located at 1855 Stafford Road in Plainfield. They're open from 8 to 6 Monday and Tuesday, from 8 to 5 Wednesday through Friday, and they can be reached at 803-2368. And look them up on the web at www.plainfieldeyecare.com. They provide expert eye care, fashionable glasses, specialty contact lenses, and more since 1961. They congratulate Dr. Schaefer on his retirement and welcome Dr. Megan Walton as their newest optometrist at the Plainfield Eye Care Center in Plainfield. Brian Scott back with you at Plainfield High School as we get ready for tonight's game between the Plainfield Quakers and the Zionsville Eagles. Both of them getting ready for sectionals next week. Plainfield will be playing Tuesday night as the IHSAA sectional draw was held this past Sunday. The Quakers will be playing at the Mooresville sectional, and they will open up against Terre Haute North. They will open up Tuesday night at 7:30. Meanwhile, for Zionsville, they will be in a very, very tough sectional. They'll have to play in the Carmel sectional with teams such as the Carmel Greyhounds, Hamilton Southeastern Royals, and the North Central Panthers. And for Zionsville, couldn't have asked for a tougher draw. They will open up at Carmel in the Carmel sectional against the host Greyhounds. That game will open up that sectional 7 o'clock on Tuesday night as the Eagles take on the Greyhounds to open up sectional action on Tuesday. But still some basketball to be played here this week. We mentioned Plainfield will play one more time on Friday night as they travel to Columbus East, while Zionsville will close out their regular season at home as they will welcome the McCutcheon Mavericks to Zionsville as the Eagles celebrate senior night this coming Friday night against the McCutcheon Mavericks. We mentioned senior night here. We mentioned the 5 seniors that they will be getting a start. And before we have our starting lineups, we are going to have our national anthem. Very fine rendition of our national anthem being performed here tonight at Plainfield High School as we get ready for action between the Plainfield Quakers and the Zionsville Eagles as we wrap up a regular season coming up this week here in Indiana high school basketball. Let's give you the particulars for tonight's game. For the visiting Zionsville Eagles, they come in with a record of 9-9. The head coach of the Eagles is Sean Busick. He's 90-57 in his 7th year at the helm of the Eagles, and a very respectable 265 and 175 in his 20th year overall. Starting lineup for the Eagles tonight, starting at a guard, a 6'2 senior Andrew Dockich. The other guard is a 5'11 junior Michael Solman. At forward, a 6-foot senior Dalton Judd. The other forward is a 6-foot senior Scotty Panola, and at center, a 6'4 junior Alex Civila. So once again for the Eagles in the backcourt, it'll be Dockich and Solman. The forwards and center will be Judd, Panola, and Civila. Those are the starting lineup for Sean Busick's Zionsville Eagles. For the Plainfield Quakers, they come in with a record of 5-13. The head coach is Andy Weaver, 5-13 in his first year at Plainfield, and 231 and 189 in his 19th year overall. His starting lineup, well, it'll feature all 5 seniors. Starting at a guard is a 5'9 senior Luke Jones. The other guard is a 6'2 senior Tim Bowdy. At forward, a 5'11 senior Jake Jay. The other forward is a 6'1 senior John Aldridge, and at center, a 6'4 senior Josh Courtney. So in the backcourt, Luke Jones and Bowdy, and up front it will be Jay, Aldridge, and Courtney. Those are the starting 5 for head coach Andy Weaver's Plainfield Quakers. Both these teams coming in off of losses. Zionsville, it's been 10 days since the Eagles have played a contest, and they fell to Pike 63-52, while Plainfield lost to Franklin last Friday night by the score of 68-54. Over the last 15 years, this series all tied up at 3 games apiece, with the Eagles getting the better of this matchup last season in Zionsville by the score of 71-47. Look at the Sagarin ratings coming in tonight. Zionsville, 42nd overall in the state of Indiana and 34th in Class 4A, while the Quakers 210th overall and 93rd in Class 4A. So we're ready to tip it up here at Plainfield High School. Glad you could join us for Plainfield and Zionsville basketball tonight, a joint broadcast. Glad everybody can join us here tonight as it is senior night here at Plainfield High School. Plenty of red in the stands. It will be the Quakers dressed in white on your computer monitor, and the Eagles are dressed actually in black tonight. They're wearing black uniforms with green numerals and white trim. Jumping center will be the Eagles, and it is the Quakers that come away with the basketball as we've got some number changes, as Alex Civila now wearing 44 tonight. But it is the Quakers that have the basketball to begin this contest. Here's a jumper from the near wing, is up and good by John Aldridge, and the Quakers strike first blood on an Aldridge jumper. They lead 2-0. Well, the basketball is Dockich as they move the ball around. No, this is Dockich, I beg your pardon. He gets it down into the corner, and now we'll get it back on the wing. looking at a zone defense. A nice steal away, poked away by Jake J. He taps it into the backcourt, unable to track it down, but a nice play nonetheless was Luke Jones, and a good defensive hands by Jake J. But the Eagles will have the basketball as Dockage brings it up the far sideline. Gets around a Cibula screen. They send it around the corner. 3-ball from Michael Solman is no good. Ball tipped out of bounds, and they'll say it went off of the hands of Dalton Judd. And the ball will go back into the hands of the Quakers, with Plainfield leading 2-0. As they bring it into the front court and swing it around to Luke Jones at the wing. Jones with the basketball, looks, has it almost poked away by Michael Solman, but it will still remain Quakers basketball as Tim Bowdy will trigger the inbound from right in front of the scorer's table and throw it into the backcourt to Jake J. Jay back to Tim. Tim with a drive, kicks it out to the back near the midcourt stripe to Luke Jones. Back to Jake J. Looking at almost a spread as they go a man-to-man as the Quakers spread the basketball around. Driving left of the lane is Tim Bowdy, and as he goes up with a shot, he'll miss it, but he'll earn a trip to the free throw line as the foul is going to be called against Zionsville. First foul of the night belongs to the Eagles, and it's Alex Cibula that is hit with a foul, and sending to the line will be the Quakers' Tim Bowdy. Tim's first free throw is up and good. Tim on the season averaging just a little over 3 points per game and a 45% free throw shooter, and he hits the first of two and nails them both. Tim's free throw doubles the Quaker lead 4-0 as we've played about a minute and a half in this first quarter here at Plainfield. Andrew Dockage with the basketball. Dribbles baseline, bounce pass to Michael Solman on a nice bounce pass. Or actually, that is not Jolman, that's Dalton Judd. It is very difficult to see the Eagles' numbers from up here with those dark green numbers on black jerseys. And as the shot goes off, Josh Courtney's going to be called for the foul on the rebound. His first, team first, and the Eagles bring it into the front court looking to tie this game up. They trail 4-2 with 5:57 left to go first period. Dockage, free throw just in front of the three-point line at the top of the key is up and good. And we are tied at 4. Dockage, the Eagles' leading scorer with just a tad over 14 points per game. And hitting from about 32% from beyond the arc. Driving and sending it out. This is Josh Courtney with the basketball. Loses it. Dalton Judd, and Courtney will eventually tie it up, and the possession error will favor the Zionsville Eagles. Tied at 4, 5:29 left to go, opening period of play. And the Eagles have the basketball looking for their first lead of this contest. Right side, they find Judd here, Dockage. Dockage, left side, Michael Solman drives baseline, leaves it for Cibula, count the bucket, and send him to the line. Little baseline pass, Cibula gets the easy bucket, and they'll have a chance for the and one as Tim Bowdy will call for his first. Substitution now is Jake J., John Aldridge, and Tim Bowdy leave. Will Williams, Max Kurkowski, Josh Courtney will also leave. Jake Maple come in. Cibula converts the three-point play, and the Eagles have a three-point lead, 5:15 left to go in this opening period of play. Bounce pass to the left elbow. This is Luke Jones. Pull-up jumper just left to the elbows. No good. Dockage with a rebound for the Eagles. Dockage sends it out left side. Shot fake by Solman. He'll back it out. Give it back to Dockage. Dockage looks for a Cibula screen. Now send it out to Dalton Judd. Judd finds Solman. Cibula briefly open on the baseline as Solman loses his dribble. Now gets it right back after getting the ball back from Dalton Judd. And as Scotty Panola looks for the low bounce pass, A little bit too low for Panola. It'll go out of bounds, and the ball goes back into the hands of the Quakers, trailing by 3 with 4:40 left to go first quarter. 3 ball on its way, shot no good by Max Kurkowski, and the Eagles will come back the other way. Right side, Michael Solman. Solman looks down low. Good defense by Luke Jones to deny the entry pass, looking for Scotty Panola down in the low left blocks. But the ball will remain in hands of the Zionsville Eagles. I want to give a big shout out to a nice young man to my right. Wanted to make sure, as we just mentioned, Max Kurkowski, that we say hi to Foxy Roxy in Wisconsin. And everybody else knows her as Max Kurkowski's aunt. We're hoping you're enjoying tonight's broadcast, and I'm sure after that 3, you're enjoying it a little bit less as the Eagles pull up by 6. Long-range 3, that'll make you feel better, Foxy Roxy, as Max Kurkowski drains the long-range 3 and puts the deficit back to 3 at 10-7 as we're about halfway through this opening quarter of play. Solomon left side to Judd. They feed it down low to Scotty Panola. Guarded by Kurkowski. Panola sends it back outside. Solomons 3 ball, too strong off the back iron. Rebounded by Cibula. Gives it to, rebound sent it out to Solomon. Cibula's shot's no good. Rebounded by Garrett Patton now into the contest for the Quakers. 10-7 in favor of the Eagles, but the Quakers have the basketballs. Jake Jay sends it right side to Will Williams. Williams, top of the key, goes right side back to Luke Jones. Jones up top to Kurkowski. Kurkowski guarded by Dockage. Dockage knocks it away, but Kurkowski chases it back down and back into the hands of Jake Jay. 10-7 in favor of the Eagles. 3:15 left to go first period. Long range 3 up and good by Luke Jones, and we're tied at 10. Jones 3 ties it at 10 as the Eagles get it down low. Turnaround jumper partially blocked as Scotty Panola got the shot up, but a foul as he's fouled on the arm. And Jake Maple will be called for his first personal. Team's third against the Quakers, and Panola at the line shooting a pair. And Panola hits the first of 2. Substitutions for the Eagles. Solman will leave Judd and Cibula. Derek Smith's now in for the Zionsville Eagles along with Jake Mann as the third free throw by Scotty Panola, second free throw by Panola is good to give the Eagles a 2-point lead. Derek Smith's, as I mentioned, also out on the court, as is Braden Hall. Here's another 3 by Kurkowski. That's short off the rim, rebounded by Panola. One of the things the Quakers will have to do is keep track of Panola on the glass. He is a very strong rebounder for the Eagles. A little short arm push is up and good by Scotty Panola. Panola with 4 points. And that is the Eagle lead with 2:26 left to play in the first period. 14-10 in favor of Zionsville. Will Williams with the basketball right side. Keeps his dribble. Goes to the baseline, and now we're going to have a timeout called by Andy Weaver of the Plainfield Quakers. A 30-second timeout with 2:17 left to go in the opening period. It's Plainfield trailing Zionsville by the score of 14-10. You're watching high school basketball on AudioSportsOnline.com. Fans, once again, we'd like to thank our corporate video sponsor, our friends from the Hendricks County Flyer. Special thanks to the Flyer for making these broadcasts possible, as well as their title sponsor, Hendricks Regional Health. We thank them for allowing us to bring you high school basketball here in Hendricks County all season long on AudioSportsOnline.com. Quakers take a timeout, trailing by 4, as it'll be the same 4 on the court for the Quakers, as Jake Jay is ready to send the ball inbounds from the baseline. 14-10, Eagles with the lead. Jay looks, and he'll now throw it into the backcourt where Luke Jones will once again bring it up to the front court. Gets around a Maple screen. They send it left side, Will Williams. Williams stolen away by Andrew Dockage. And Dockage stepped on the sideline as he was trying to corral the basketball. And the ball will go right back into the hands of the Quakers. For Quaker fans, if you're wondering about the names Dockich and Smits, Andrew Dockich, the son of former IU head coach and current ESPN analyst, as well as host of his own radio show in Indianapolis, Dan Dockich, and Derek Smits, the son of former Indiana Pacer all-star Rick Smits. In fact, Rick Smits also helps this Eagle team as an assistant coach at times. Nice drive coming baseline, Max Kurkowski, and as he goes up, he'll miss the shot, but he's going to earn a trip to the free throw line as the foul is going to go against Smits. His first, team second, and Kurkowski at the line. He leads the Quakers in points, averaging just over 9 points per season. He hits the first of a pair. Kurkowski, a 76% free throw shooter on the season. He has a 3 to his resume in the early goings of this game, and now looking to add a pair of free throws, which he does. Kurkowski with 5 points cuts the deficit to 2, 14-12, with a minute 46 left to go in this first period. Hall will send it to Mann. Hall will take it back at the center jump circle and send it out to Dockich. This is Andrew Dockich with the basketball, sends it out. 3 ball on its way is up. It is good as Jake Mann hits the 3 from the corner to extend the lead to 5, 17-12 in favor of the Eagles. Williams right side to Jay. Jay looks for a screen, doesn't get it. As coming out briefly to set it was Jake Maple. Here's Will Williams with the basketball. Pull-up jumper from about 14 is no good. Rebound will be lost out of bounds, and they'll say it went off of the Quakers as Josh Courtney, looking for the foul, didn't get one. Michael Solman will re-enter the lineup. He'll take over for Andrew Dockich, and Jake Jay will leave as Garrett Patton will enter the lineup for Coach Andy Weaver's Quakers. Plainfield trails by 5 with 64 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 2-2-1 pressure being applied by the Quakers, and the Braden Hall will bring it up. Right-hand floater, a little bit too strong. Rebound brought down by Maple. And now a whistle and a foul as a reach-in foul is going to be made by Braden Hall. His first, team's third. And the Quakers will inbound the ball with 50 seconds left to go in the quarter. Kurkowski with the basketball gets it across the timeline. He'll right side to Williams. Williams drives, and he has it blocked from behind, but they're going to call a whistle and a foul. I believe this is going to go against Michael Solman. Solman's first, team's fourth, and Will Williams will head to the line to shoot a pair. Williams averaging just shy of 9 points per game and an 87% free throw shooter. And he hits the first of 2. 39.7 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And the second free throw is long by Williams as Courtney goes up, and he's going to be called for the foul as he tried to get the rebound. That's his second. As Jake Jay will return, and Jake Maple will take a seat. Braden Hall gives it up to Solman. With 34 seconds left, pressure comes. Solman gets it across the timeline as the Eagles move it around. Braden Hall, looks like the Eagles want to play for the final shot of the quarter. But with a wide open 3, nothing doing as Jake Mann, who has a propensity for hitting big 3-point baskets, found himself with a wide open 3 and couldn't pass it up. The Eagles' lead is up to 7 with 7 seconds left. Here's Will Williams, right side. Jake Jay, baseline. Pull-up jumper is up. That rims out. Ball is loose. It'll go off of Garrett Patton, and the ball will belong to the Eagles with just 1/10 of a second remaining on the clock. Nothing Zionsville can do but just throw it in, and that'll be it for the quarter. The Eagles lead by 7 after the first period of play as the Quakers trail 20-13. This is Plainfield and Zionsville basketball on audiosportsonline.com. Fans, Jay's Tree Farm is located at 755 East Joppa Road in Mooresville. They're open from 9 to 5:30 on weekends and 3 to 5:30 during the week. Jay's Tree Farm, a great place for family outings and traditions as they offer fresh and fragrant trees. Back in a moment, this is high school basketball on ASO. Second quarter underway here at Plainfield High School as the Quakers trail 20-13. Brian Scott with you tonight as the Quakers have their home season finale, and Max Kurkowski hits a three, his second three of the game. He has 8 points, and that cuts the deficit to 4, 20-16 as we begin the second quarter. Dockich feeds it down low, and the drive shot is up by Scotty Panola. It's no good, but Panola will earn a trip to the free throw line on the foul. Jake Maple will be called for his second personal 15 foul, and once again Panola at the line to shoot a pair, though he misses the first. Substitutions as Maple will leave and John Aldridge will return for the Quakers. Second free throw is also no good. Jay with a rebound. And the Quakers have the basketball, trailing by 4. Kurkowski gives it up. Here's Will Williams with the basketball. And Williams will back it out, give it to Jay right side. Back over to Jake Jay. And he'll feed it to Williams at the right elbow. Williams has Kurkowski, but Kurkowski draped by Andrew Dockich. Luke Jones from the wing. They sent it around. Will Williams thought about the three. Instead, will give it to Kurkowski, who will give it right back to Jones. Jones up top. Will Williams, shot fake, and now will back it out as the Zionsville defense staying tough with the Quakers. Will Williams with the basketball finds Jake Jay between the circles, left side to Kurkowski at the wing. Kurkowski picks up his dribble and sends it right back to Williams. 6:28 left to go first half. Quakers trail 20-16. Luke Jones with the basketball as Zionsville playing some tough D, not giving the Quakers a whole lot of opportunities. And now as a baseline drive by Will Williams, he'll be fouled on a bump by Scotty Panola. Panola's first, team fifth, and that'll put the Quakers inbounding from the baseline as Kurkowski will inbound from the baseline. Gives it to Jay, and Jay will send it back out to Will Williams. Williams, right side, Luke Jones, back over to Jay, back to Williams. Shot fake the three is Panola there with a hand in his face. Another shot fake from Jones, back out to Williams. His three's no good, but it will go out of bounds, and they'll say it went off of Alex Cibula. And the ball will remain in the hands of the Quakers, trailing by 4 as we've played 2 minutes and 1 second of this second quarter. Jay will throw it all the way into the backcourt to Will Williams, and Williams will once again bring it into the front court. Jay with a basketball as the Quakers have held on to this possession for quite a while. Gotten one good look, but good defense so far by the Eagles. The Eagles did a fantastic job against a very high-scoring Pike team defensively. But Pike also was equal to the task as they defensively held the Eagles' best player, Andrew Dockich, to only 9 points. Jake Jay drives right side, kicks it out, and the shot is up by John Aldridge from about 12 feet. And the patience pays off for the Quakers as it ends in a bucket to cut the deficit to 2. Andrew Dockich drives through the lane, misses the layup, gets the rebound, and gets the putback for the bucket. Dockich with 6 points leads back to 4 for the Eagles with 5 minutes left to go in the first half of play. Luke Jones leave it left side to Jake J as Zionsville ready to make substitutions at the neck to Stead ball. Jay dribble drives, then gives it to Courtney. Here's a steal, though, by Michael Solman. Solman will take it the rest of the way and finish it off with a layup. Solman's first basket from the field. He has 3 points. It's 24-18 in favor of the Eagles. 4:26 remain in this first half. Driving right side of the lane. Williams shot too high. Losing it was Cibula, but behind him was Scotty Panola. He'll feed Michael Solman. Solman has a shot partially blocked by Jay, and chasing it down is John Aldridge for the Quakers. He'll give it to Williams. Williams right side. Kurkowski's three. That's off the rim, no good. Solman brings it back the other way for the Eagles. He'll leave it left side to Panola. Andrew Dockich back into the game for the Eagles as they send it to Cibula, inside, outside. He sends it out to the wing. 3-ball, no good. But Cibula's putback is also no good. Gets the rebound, but knocking it away from behind was Luke Jones, and the ball will stay in the hands of the Eagles. Michael Solman, Alex Cibula, and Dalton Judd will depart. Jake Mann, Braden Hall, and Derek Smits back in for the Eagles. Garrett Patton and Tim Bowdy now in for the Quakers. Here's a 3-ball by Andrew Dockich from the near corner. Dockich with 9 points, and the lead's 9 for the Eagles with 3:34 left to go first period. Ball loose on the court, tying it up. On the court is Luke Jones and Braden Hall. And on the held ball, the possession error will favor the Zionsville Eagles. Eagles lead by 9, 27-18. 3:31 remains in this first half of play as Hall will inbound it to Dockich in the backcourt. And Dockich will bring it into the front court. Dockich right-hand dribble, lobs it right side. 3-ball, Jake Mann on its way. That one's no good. Rebounded by Tim Bowdy. Bowdy will bring it into the front court, drive left side of the lane, leaving for Courtney. Courtney's 14-footer. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Braden Hall chases it down for the Eagles. He'll leave it to Andrew Dockich. Dockich left side. 3-ball by Mann once again. That's no good. And as Courtney and Derek Smits go for the rebound, they're going to call the Eagles Smits for his second personal foul. 16 foul called against the Eagles. Next one puts the Quakers at the free throw line. 3 minutes and 2 seconds remain in this second quarter. Quakers trail by 9. And as Luke Jones makes a move, he'll be called for palming. And the turnover will give the ball right back into the hands of the Zionsville Eagles. Dockich to Braden Hall. 2:52 left to go in the half. Hall from the right wing goes left side. This is Scotty Panola who finds Andrew Dockich. Dockich with the basketball, guarded by Garrett Patton. And as he tries to feed Mann in the corner, the ball gets away from Mann. And turnover will give the ball now to Plainfield. As Jake J comes back into the lineup, they'll give Luke Jones a breather. Still a 9-point lead for the Eagles, 27-18. As Kurkowski will find Jay between the circles, right side. This is Bowdy. Bowdy from the right elbow will leave it left side to Garrett Patton. His jumper from near the top of the key is no good. Here's Dockich with a rebound. Dockich, nice bounce back to Derek Smits. But Smits can't hold on to the basketball, and turnover will give the ball back to Plainfield. Michael Solman back in. Andrew Dockich will take a seat. So we remain at 27-18. That's where we've been for a little while now, with 2:10 remaining in the first half. Kurkowski into the front court, leaves it right side. Jake J guarded by Braden Hall. Now to Tim Bowdy. Bowdy reverses his dribble, loses it briefly, picks it back up. He's guarded by Scotty Panola. Jake J. Picked up by Braden Hall, right side into the hands of Garrett Patton. Patton, right side to Bowdy. And Bowdy, as he makes a move, he's going to be fouled by Scotty Panola. It'll be Panola's second, but it's the 7th team foul against the Eagles, so that's going to mean free throws coming up for the Quakers. As Tim Bowdy will be at the line with a 1-and-1 in effect. Bowdy with 2 points. He had 2 free throws in that first period, as Panola will leave with the 2 fouls, and Aaron Powell now into the contest for Sean Busick's Zionsville Eagles. Free throw is up and good by Bowdy. He'll get the bonus. Second free throw is up and good. He cans them both. And it makes it a 7-point lead for the Eagles with 1:43 remaining in this first half of play. Braden Hall gets around a man screen. Fighting over the top of it was Garrett Patton, but we have a whistle away from the basketball. And a foul's going to go against the Quakers. It'll be their 6th team foul. And the foul's going to go against John Aldridge. That'll be his first. Hall will inbound from the baseline. And now we have another whistle away from the ball as Derek Smits and John Aldridge are tying it up down in the low blocks. And this will be the 7th. Well, they're going to call it against the Eagles. Offensive foul. And for Derek Smits, that's his 3rd, 8th team foul. It's an offensive foul. No free throws will be due, but it is the 8th team foul, and that means Alex Cibula will have to re-enter the lineup as Derek Smits with his 3rd personal. Substitutions now as Luke Jones and Will Williams will come back in. Garrett Patton and Josh Courtney will depart. 27-20 in favor of the Eagles. 1:34 left to go first half. Quakers with the basketball. As they get it across the timeline with Luke Jones. Jones finds Bowdy. Bowdy right side to Jake J with 1:23 left in the half. Working on Braden Hall. Dribble drive, goes baseline, gets cut off. Ball is tapped out. Tim Bowdy underneath, too far underneath, and coming away with it is Jake Mann of the Eagles. Mann loses it, trying to feed it down to Cibula. Bowdy comes away with it. He'll be blocked from behind, but a whistle before that. And it'll be more free throws. It'll be the 19th foul against the Eagles. Aaron Powell will have his first 19th foul, and Bowdy at the line one more time. He's 4 for 4, make it 5 for 5 as he hits the front end of the 1-and-1. Garrett Patton will come in. He'll give Max Kurkowski a bit of a breather. Kurkowski with 8 points so far in this contest. One more free throw due for Tim. Second free throw is good. He has hit all 6 free throws he has attempted. As Aldridge is back in, Bowdy will depart, going 6 of 6 from the line. Down to a 5-point deficit for the Quakers as Andrew Dockich returns for Coach Busick and the Eagles. Zionsville led by 9. Looked like they might go up by double digits, but the Quakers get it down to a 5-point deficit as we go under a minute left to play in the first half. Dockich left side, driving and dropping it is Michael Solman, stripped by Jay. Following the play was Powell. He sends it back out. Here's another tip ball, and coming away with it is Will Williams of the Quakers. So good quick hands by Plainfield leads to the turnover, and now the Quakers have the ball with 33 seconds remaining. We'll see if they hold for the final shot, trailing by 5. Williams to Jake J. Still tight defense, however, by Zionsville. Luke Jones will give the ball up to Garrett Patton, who loses it and has to send it right side to Will Williams. 17 seconds remain, and now the Quakers will hold for the final shot. Coming around was Michael Solman trying to steal the ball from Luke Jones. Williams with a screen, and they will call Will Williams for setting A hard pick against Michael Solman. It's the 17th foul, but an offensive foul. No free throws, even though it's the Quakers' 7th. 6.6 seconds remain as now they're going to send Williams out. Tim Bowdy's coming in, and Jake Maple as they will send Josh Courtney out. 27-22, Eagles with the basketball. 6.6 seconds remain in the half. Both teams in the bonus as now Jake Mann will come back in, and he's going to come in for Alex Cibula as Coach Sean Busick getting some of his three-point shooters into the game. As they'll have Dockich, Hall, Solman, Mann. As here's Dockich, bound pass into the corner, three on its way, partially blocked. Bowdy with a rebound, and the clock will expire in the first half. The Eagles led by as much as 9 points. Quakers managed to fight back, and at the end of the first half, they trail the Eagles by 5. It's Zionsville 27, Plainfield 22. You're watching high school basketball on audiosportsonline.com. Fans, Creekside Family Dentistry invites you to come see Dr. Reed Johnson. They're located at 410 West Main Street in Plainfield. Dr. Johnson has 20 years of service and focuses on family, cosmetic, and implant dentistry. For more information, call them today at 838-6684 or learn more on the web at www.drreedjohnson.com. And the Plainfield Ice Center is located at 1855 Stafford Road in Plainfield. They're open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday and Tuesday, from 8 to 5 Wednesday through Friday, and they can be reached at 803-2368 and found on the web at www.plainfieldeyecare.com. They provide expert air care, fashionable glasses, specialty contact lenses, and more since 1961. They congratulate Dr. Schaefer on his retirement and welcome Dr. Megan Walton as their newest optometrist. That's the Plainfield Eye Care Center in Plainfield. We'll be back in about 5 minutes with some halftime stats and a quick look around the conferences. You're watching high school basketball on ASO. Welcome back to Plainfield High School. Senior night is the regular season finale, home finale for the Quakers, and it's the Zionsville Eagles, however, with the lead 27-22. Let's take a look at the respective conferences coming into tonight as we enter the final game of the regular season, final week of the regular season before sectionals begin next week. The Mid-State Conference has been decided. Decatur Central is your champions, but Decatur Central, they fell just last night in an upset as the Bulldogs from Brownsburg defeated the Hawks 68-55. That led the Bulldogs to their sixth consecutive victory. They're going for their seventh tonight. Franklin is in second place in the Mid-State, 14-5 overall, 5-1 in the conference, and winners of their last two. Martinsville follows, 11-8 overall, 4-2 in conference play, and the Martinsville has also won their last two. Whiteland, 8-12 overall, even up at 3-3 in the conference. They lost their last contest. Mooresville, 8-11 overall, 2-4 in conference play, but the Pioneers have won their last two. They will be hosting the sectionals that the Quakers will be playing in next week. Plainfield, 5-13 overall, 1-5 in conference play. They've lost their last two contests. In Greenwood, 6-12 overall, and they have not won a game in the Mid-State Conference, 0-6 coming into this week. Let's take a quick look around the league games of this week. We will have, of course, this week we will watch Indian Creek playing at Greenwood tonight. Tomorrow night, Martinsville is at Avon. Thursday, Bloomington South is at Decatur Central. And Friday, Greenwood at New Pal, Jennings County at Franklin, Mooresville at Southport, Plainfield at Columbus East, and Whiteland versus Beech Grove at Beech Grove. That wraps up the regular season. Sectionals next week. Mooresville will play Northview on Tuesday. Plainfield, as I mentioned, will be at Terre Haute North, and Greenwood will take on Franklin. Those games are Tuesday. And Wednesday, the Decatur Central Hawks, they will open up sectional play in a rematch as they will take on Brownsburg, but that game will be hosted at Decatur Central. In the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, that conference has also been decided. The outright champion is Hamilton Southeastern, as the Royals 16-3 overall, 8-0 in conference play. Fishers is in second place, 13-6 overall, 6-2 in conference play. Noblesville is third, 12-7 overall, 6-3 in conference play. Brownsburg follows. As I mentioned, the Bulldogs, winners of their last six, have crept up above the 500 mark, 10-9 overall and 5-4 in conference play. McCutcheon 13-7 overall, 4-4 in conference play, and that'll be a game to watch this week as McCutcheon will be coming to Zionsville. The Mavericks have won their last four contests. Avon 9-11 overall, 4-5 in the conference. As I mentioned, Zionsville 9-9 overall, 3-5 in conference play. Lafayette Jefferson is 7-13, 3-5 in the conference, but the Broncos have lost their last four. Westfield 8-11 overall, 2-7 in conference play. They've lost their last two. And Harrison is above 500. They're 10-9 overall, but only a single win in the HCC as the Raiders are 1-7 in conference play. Games of this week, Harrison is at Twin Lakes tonight. Perry Meridian is at Brownsburg as the Bulldogs look for their seventh win in a row. Westfield is at Mount Vernon. Tomorrow, Martinsville will be at Avon. Friday, Fishers is at Harrison. Hamilton Southeastern will close at Lafayette Jefferson. And Noblesville will be at Lebanon. Sectional action next week involving HCC teams. Harrison will take on McCutcheon Tuesday night. And Zionsville is at Carmel Wednesday. Fishers is at Westfield. Big matchup between North Central and Hamilton Southeastern in the Carmel sectional. And Decatur Central again with that rematch with the Brownsburg Bulldogs at 7:30. Currently, the Eagles lead 27-22 as getting close to second half action here at Plainfield High School. Brian Scott with you tonight on Audio Sports Online. Let's go take a quick look at our halftime stats. Leading all scorers with 9 points currently, Andrew Dockich. 6 points for Jake Mann for the Eagles. 4 points for Scotty Panola, 3 points for Alex Sibla, 3 points for Michael Solman, and 2 points for Dalton Judd. For the Plainfield Quakers, they're led by Max Kurkowski's 8 points, 6 points for Tim Bowdy, 4 points for John Aldridge, and 2 points each for Jake Jay and Luke Jones. Zionsville led by 7 at the end of the first quarter. Although the Quakers outscored them 9-7 in a second quarter that was slowed down considerably. But it's the Eagles with the lead at halftime, 27-22. Fans, We'd like to thank our corporate video sponsor, our friends from the Hendricks County Flyer. Special thanks to the Flyer for making these broadcasts possible, as well as their title sponsor, Hendricks Regional Health. Also like to thank Jay's Tree Farm. They're located at 755 East Joppa Road in Mooresville. They're open from 9 to 5:30 weekends, 3 to 5:30 during the week. Jay's Tree Farm, a great place for family outings tradition as they offer fresh and fragrant trees. Brian Scott back at Plainfield High School to begin the second half. It'll be Jake J., Luke Jones, Will Williams, Max Kurkowski, and Josh Courtney on the court for head coach Andy Weaver's Plainfield Quakers, as the Quakers in white, the Eagles in black. We'll set the lineup for a moment as it is Dalton Judd, Andrew Dockich, Alex Cibula, Michael Solman, and Scotty Panola, their starting five. Here's a nice drive as Will Williams finds his bucket for the first time. His first 2 points is Williams with a nice drive right to the cup. And it cuts the deficit to 3 for the Quakers as they'll open up second half in a 2-3 zone. Driving right side of the lane is Alex Cibula, and he's going to be fouled on his way to the hoop. And it'll be Josh Courtney picking up his third personal, first team foul of the second half for the Quakers, and that'll send Cibula to the line to shoot a pair. Cibula averages a little over 5 points per contest. First free throw is no good. He's also normally, though, a very good free throw shooter, is shooting 82% for the season. But he misses the first, and he'll have one more, and he cans the second. Splits the free throws. Cibula now with 4 points. And that is the lead for the Eagles, 28-24, as we are just underway here in the third quarter from Plainfield High School. With Will Williams with the basketball, bounce pass. Gives it to Kurkowski, back to Williams. Williams finds Jay at the right wing. Jay guarded out by Michael Solman. Gives it to Luke Jones. Jones has Courtney looking for the ball on the entry pass, but guarded well by Cibula. As now Jones will give it left side to Jake J. Back to Luke Jones. Jones, Dockich comes out to greet him. Feeds Courtney driving down the left side of the lane. Courtney almost lost it. Send it to Jones. Jones 3-ball rims around but comes back out. And here come the Eagles as Dockich knocks down Jones. No whistle, and he'll step back beyond the arc and hit the 3. Dockich now with 12 points is a high, hard one from Luke Jones to Jake J. Goes out of bounds. And the ball will go back into the hands of the Eagles, up by 7, 31-24, 6:30 left to go in the third quarter. Quakers got it to within 3 at the start of the quarter, but the lead is now pushed back up to 7. Dockich, nice little pick and roll to Cibula. Cibula bounces baseline. Shot up, no good by Panola, and the Quakers come away with a loose ball. Will Williams got his first points on that drive to begin the half. In the lane, Courtney lays it up off the glass on a layup down the right side of the lane. He won't get the bucket, but a foul is going to be called against Zionsville. Blocking foul called, and it's going to go against Cibula, his second. First team foul against the Eagles as Cibula will now leave. Braden Hall will come in. Foul problems for the Eagles. Now Cibula and Panola with 2 fouls each, but Derek Smith has 3. As Will Williams gets the basketball. Josh Courtney with 3 fouls for the Quakers. And Jake Maple has 2 fouls off the bench. Courtney has it stolen away by Dockich. Dockich just stepped right in front of Courtney and Will Williams. And Williams, hustling back on defense, is forced to commit the personal foul. Williams' second team foul. It'll be before the shot. Tim Bowdy and John Aldridge back into the lineup as Luke Jones and Josh Courtney will depart. Here's Dockich. Leaves it to Hall. Hall finds Solman, but good defense by Bowdy racing out. But here's Dockich from the left wing and pumps his fist as he nails the 3. His third three-point basket of the evening. He has 15 points, he has 15 points. And that pushes the lead to the biggest of the night for the Eagles, 34-24. And it's going to cause Andy Weaver to call a timeout with 5:35 left to go in this third quarter. Eagles trailed by 5 at the half, pushed it to within 3 points on Will Wheaton's drive. But it's ever since then, it's been a 7-0 run for the Eagles. Out of the timeout for Zionsville, it'll be Andrew Dockich, Braden Hall, Scotty Panola, Michael Solman, and Dalton Judd. For the Quakers, it'll be Jake Jay, Garrett Patton, John Aldridge, Tim Bowdy, and Max Kurkowski. Up top, Tim Bowdy with the basketball. Feeds down low, was trying to find Aldridge, poked away by Hall. Feeds it to Dockich. Dockich with the layup and the foul. Eagles get the bucket in transition, and Dockich will go to the line to see if he can complete the three-point play. Tim Bowdy will be called for his second, 13th foul called against the Quakers in the half. And Dockich, a 69% free throw shooter, is at the line. Dockich makes the free throw. He now has 18 points. He matches his first half point output with 9 points here in the third quarter. And we are not even 3 minutes into this quarter. Foul on the inbound will be called against Dockich. That's his first. Luke Jones back in. Jake Jay returns. So Dockich with 9 points here in the quarter. And again, 5:10 remain in this third. Jones finds Will Williams. 3-ball on its way is up and good. Will Williams has 5 points. And it's back to a 10-point advantage for the Eagles, 37-27. 4:53 left to go in the third quarter. Michael Solman from a feed from Dockich. 3 balls no good. Long rebound. He taps it down into the hands as the Eagles move it around. Dalton Judd finds Scotty Panola. Panola now with 6 points, and the lead's up to 12. And now traveling violation called against the Quakers. Will Williams will give the ball back to Zionsville. Jake Maple comes back in. He'll take over for John Aldridge. Aldridge sits with 4 points. 39-27 in favor of the Eagles. 4:30 remains in this third quarter as Andrew Dockich been on fire here in the quarter. Here's Michael Solman, his little right-hand runner right in front of the free throw line is up and good. Solman with 5 points. 41-27 in favor of the Eagles. Luke Jones with the basketball. Eagles have stayed in a man-to-man this entire contest, as have both teams. Getting around a Maple ball screen is Will Williams. Nice little turnaround jumper is up and good. Fake like he was going to throw it out to Luke Jones out on the wing. Instead, Williams spun around and put it back in. Williams with all 7 of the Quakers' points in the quarter. The Eagles are moving around the perimeter. As Dockich with 9 points sends it down to the right side. Solman goes baseline, little right-hand floater. That's too strong, but the Eagles get the rebound. Judd sends it out to Dockich. Dockich right side to Solman. Solman finds Braden Hall. Hall sends it out to Dockich. Dockich fakes the 3, sends it back to Braden Hall in the corner, whose 3 is up and good. Braden Hall, his first points are a tray from the near corner. And the lead extends to 44-29 in favor of the Eagles. 3:10 left to go in this third quarter. Jake Jay has it tipped by Hall into the hands of Solman. Solman wanted to bounce it either left or right, instead loses the handle. Williams comes up with it. Jay brings it into the front court, but didn't have the advantage. And as Kurkowski drives baseline, he's going to be bumped out of bounds by Dalton Judd. Judd will pick up foul number 1. It'll be the third team foul against Zionsville as Judd will leave and Jake Mann back into the contest for the Eagles. Luke Jones will come in. He'll take over for Jake Jay. Max Kurkowski will inbound the basketball from the baseline. A 15-point lead for the Eagles with 2:51 left to go in the third quarter. Kurkowski dumps it off as Will Williams will get a ball screen. As Maple backs down, Williams, dribble drive, backs it out. Nice pump fake by Jones, steps into a shot no good. Maple with a rebound, and as he goes back up, he'll be fouled. It'll be the 14th foul against the Eagles. As the foul's called against Jake Mann, his first. And they'll say the foul occurred before the shot, so they're going to send Jones to take it out of bounds from the baseline. Or excuse me, that was Jones that just hit the three from the wing as Kyler Nichols was into the game. He fed Jones at the wing, and Jones hit the three. 5 points for Luke Jones. A 12-point Eagle lead. Here's a three from the corner on its way. That's short off the rim. That ball will be tipped out, and they'll say it was touched last by Scotty Panola, but they correct it. And the ball belongs to the Eagles. Derek Smits back in for Zionsville. Smits has seen limited minutes in this contest because he can't stay in the game long enough without picking up a foul. He has 3 personals. They get the ball into the lane. Scotty Panola drives, and we'll have a personal foul called against Kyler Nichols of the Quakers. His first, team fourth. 2:08 remain in the quarter. Dockage with the basketball, and the Eagles have a 12-point lead, 44-32. Swinging around right side, Hall feeds Smits, and Smits can't hold on to the basketball. Luke Jones comes away with it. Quakers have numbers, but they're not able to hold on to the basketball. Outlet by Mann, and Smits will flush it down with 2 hands. Smits lost the basketball, was slow getting out of the backcourt, but that allowed the Eagles simply to steal the basketball after and send it back up front where Smits flushed it with 2 hands. Here's another poke away into the hands of Smits. Fast hands by Braden Hall leads to the turnover on the steal. Dockage, left side, Jake Mann all alone for 3, nails it. Mann has 9 points, all of them coming from beyond the arc, and the lead is up to 17 as the Quakers trail 49-32 with 1:16 left to go in the third quarter. Full timeout called by head coach Andy Weaver. This is high school basketball on audiosportsonline.com. Creekside Family Dentistry invites you to come see Dr. Reed Johnson. They're located at 410 West Main Street in Plainfield. Dr. Johnson has 20 years of service and focuses on family, cosmetic, and implant dentistry. For more information, call them today at 838-6684 or learn more on the web at www.drreedjohnson.com. The Plainfield Eye Care Center is located at 1855 Stafford Road in Plainfield. They are open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday and Tuesday and from 8 to 5 Wednesday through Friday. They can be reached at 803-2368 and found on the web at www.plainfieldeyecare.com. They provide expert eye care, fashionable glasses, specialty contact lenses, and more since 1961. They want to congratulate Dr. Schaefer on his retirement and welcome Dr. Megan Walton as their newest optometrist. That's the Plainfield Eye Care Center in Plainfield. Andrew Dockage and the Eagles are nailing threes here in this third quarter. They have hit 4 of them. Dockage with 9 points in the quarter. And it's a 17-point Eagles advantage with 1:16 left to go in the third. It'll be Will Williams, Tim Bowdy, Luke Jones, Josh Courtney, and Max Kurkowski on the court for Coach Weaver. They tried to feed it to Williams. Williams loses it. Here come the Eagles. Dockage and the Eagles running, but the Quakers back. They feed it down low, and putting the shot up is Scotty Panola as he muscles it up and in, and he'll head to the line for a free throw and try to complete the three-point play. Foul will go again. Tim Bowdy, his third, team's 5th. And Panola at the line where he is 2 of 3 tonight. He completes the three-point play. Panola with 9 points. And he will leave as returning is Alex Cibula. So Coach Busick going with a big lineup as they'll put Cibula and Smits into the contest. leading by 20. Quakers with the basketball. Quick hands by Dockich, but Williams gets it, but stealing the pass almost was Cibula. And now they'll say it went off and out of bounds as the ball will belong to Zionsville. Jake J comes in. Will Williams will depart. Williams has 7 of the 10 Quaker points here in this quarter, but he'll take a seat as we have 37 seconds remaining in the quarter, and the Eagles up by 20. Right side, and they move the ball to Cibula to Dockich with 29 seconds remaining. Braden Hall with the basketball. He's guarded by Kyler Nichols. To man to Dockich. Dockich picked up by Jay. 20 seconds remain in the third. 52-32, Zionsville with the lead. Dockich moves the offense as they will trigger it at around 10 seconds. And he makes his move with 8 seconds. Hands the ball off. Man with a shot fake feeds Smith. Smith has it poked away by Josh Courtney. Courtney's three-quarter cart shot is well short, and that's the end of the third quarter. Zionsville comes out shooting hot here in this third quarter after the break, as Andrew Dockich doubles his point output with 9 points in this third quarter to lead all scorers with 18 as we head to the fourth. It is Zionsville 52, Plainfield 32. Back in a moment. This is high school basketball on audiosportsonline.com. Fans, we'd like to thank our corporate video sponsor, our friends from the Hendricks County Flyer. Special thanks to the Flyer for making these broadcasts possible, as well as their title sponsor, Hendricks Regional Health. Hendricks County Flyer bringing you Hendricks County basketball all season long here on audiosportsonline.com. Zionsville nearly equals their first half output in points here in this third quarter. The Eagles scored 27 points in the first half. They scored 25 in the third quarter alone. As Andrew Dockich has 9 points in the quarter, Scotty Panola with 5, and the Eagles now up by 20 over the Quakers of Plainfield, 52-32, as we begin the fourth and final quarter here at senior night at Plainfield High School. It is Dalton Judd, Jake Mann, Andrew Dockich, Alex Cibula, and Scotty Panola, the 5 on the court for Coach Busick. They feed Panola. Panola loses it briefly but gathers it back and gives it to Mann, who hands it off to Dockich. Dockich bounce pass over the top. They move the basketball. Cut off as Cibula by Kyler Nickel or Luke Jones, and then an alley-oop from Andrew Dockich to Alex Cibula. Count the bucket, and Cibula is heading to the free throw line as Jake J will pick up his first personal 16 foul. Cibula, that makes his 6th point of the night, and he's at the free throw line where he is 2 of 3. Make it 3 of 4 as he completes the three-point play, and the lead extends to 23 for the Eagles. For Plainfield, on the court, they have Josh Courtney, Luke Jones, Tim Bowdy, Max Kurkowski, and Jake J. With the basketball, driving is Courtney out to Jones, poked away by Andrew Dockich. Dockich with the steal. He'll go right side, give the ball up. 3 ball on its way. Jake Mann hits another one. Jake Mann has hit 4 baskets. They've all been beyond the arc. He has 12 points, and the lead's 58-32 for Zionsville. Luke Jones loses the basketball in the lane, still tries to keep a hold of it, and now we'll have a held ball with a possession arrow favoring Plainfield. 6:48 left to go in this contest, 58-32 in favor of the Eagles. As Jay will inbound. And gets the ball into Luke Jones' hands. He'll send it up top to Bowdy. Bowdy left side. They move the ball around. Kurkowski, 3 from the corner. Kurkowski with 11 points. He leads all Quakers, and that is the 3rd three-point basket for Kurkowski on the night. Zionsville moves it around. Panola thought about the 3. They send it out. Here's Dockich, 3 from the near corner off the backboard, almost went back in, and as Jake J gets the rebound, we're going to have a reach-in foul by Alex Cibula, his third. It'll be the 16th foul against Zionsville. Correction, that is the 15th foul against the Eagles. Next Quaker foul will put the Eagles at the free throw line. Quakers with 6 in the half. Bounce pass, not sure who Luke Jones was going for right there. It was either intended for Josh Courtney or Max Kurkowski. Instead, he splits the difference, and the ball goes out of bounds. Garrett Patton will come back in. He'll come in for Josh Courtney. Courtney with 3 personals, still looking for his first point of the night. We've played 2 minutes here of the fourth quarter, and it's a 23-point lead for the Eagles, 58-35. Almost losing it, now coming away with it is Jake J. Jay will take it himself, but leave it short. Patton with a rebound and the putback. He won't get the bucket. It'll earn a trip to the free throw line as Jake Mann looks like he's going to pick up foul number 2. That is the 16th foul. Now I got the team fouls right on this one, but it is against Cibula, and that's the 4th personal against Alex. So Patton at the line shooting a pair. And Garrett with his first points of the night. Garrett on the season averaging just over a couple of points per game and a 47% free throw shooter. He hit the first of 2. Second free throw on the way. That one's short off the rim, and Patton, in trying to get his own rebound, climbed up the back of Jake Mann, and Garrett's going to be called for the personal, and that'll be his first, but team foul number 7, so we'll head to the other end of the court for the 1-and-1. So Mann will head to the line to shoot free throws. Jake has 12 points, all of them from beyond the arc. He is averaging just shy of 2 points per contest. He's a perfect 2 of 2 from the line this season. Now make it 3 of 3 as he hits that one. As Quaker substitution, Jake Maple back in for Jake J. And Jake Mann at the line with one more free throw due. Second free throw is good. 14 points for Mann, and it's a 60-36 Zionsville lead. 5:41 remain. And the Eagles getting ready to flip the lineup with 5 new players on the next dead ball. Pull-up jumper by Patton from the right of the elbows. No good. Ball is loose. Not able to corral it is Scotty Panola. And now we're going to see wholesale substitutions as Michael Solman, Braden Hall, Derek Smits, Josh Dunlop, and Aaron Powell will all come in for the Eagles. As the Eagles up by 24. This is Kurkowski. Tries to spin, now pulls the trigger. That one rims out, ball loose. Coming away with it is Garrett Patton, but he throws it in the hands of Aaron Powell. Braden Hall in the front court. Is right side to Solman, then they give it right back over to Powell. Dunlop and Smits, 2 big men down in the low blocks. And with some substantial size advantage over the Quakers. But we'll have a whistle, and the foul will be against Garrett Patton. His second 18 foul, 1-and-1 in effect. As Solman's at the line for the 1-and-1. And he hits the first of 2. Or hits the first, he'll get the bonus. Solman on the season averaging just shy of 9 points, a 62% free throw shooter. And he cans both as he gets the bonus. 7 points for Michael Solman, a 62-36 lead for the Eagles. We have 5 minutes left to go in the contest. Bowdy, right side to Kurkowski, back to Bowdy. Here's a 3-ball. Will Williams from the left wing is up and good. Will Williams finds himself in double figures in scoring with 10 points for the Quakers. As he and Max Kurkowski have been pretty much the offense so far for Plainfield. Here's Derek Smits, a little turnaround baseline move. His shot is long. The Quakers come away with a rebound as Garrett Patton will back it out. He'll send it right side to Williams, over to Kurkowski. Kurkowski pulls the trigger on a three, off the rim, no good. Patton with a rebound, good positioning. He gets double team on the baseline, ball knocked away, but into the hands of Maple. Maple sends it out to Kurkowski, who sends it over to Williams. His three from the top of the key, off the back iron, no good. But Bowdy with a rebound, back to Williams. Williams, nice bounce pass, finds to the left of the lane Jake Maple. And Jake Maple has his first 2 points. Making a 23-point lead, however, for the Eagles, 62-41. They lob it down to Smits, about 14 feet away. He'll feed Dunlop. Dunlop from the free throw line leans in, then sends it out to Solman. To Braden Hall, nice little stutter step. And leading it, Braden Hall leaves it off for Josh Dunlop. And Dunlop gets his first points of the contest. 64-41 in favor of the Eagles. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remain in this contest, as the Eagles have exploded here in the second half. Will Williams drives baseline in amongst the trees and sends it out to the corner. Going baseline, Garrett Patton. And Garrett, not afraid to go in amongst the big men of Smits and Dunlop, will miss the shot, but he's going to earn a trip to the free throw line. Josh Dunlop, his first 7th-team foul, and this will be a 2-shot foul, however, for Garrett Patton. Garrett is 1 of 2 from the line tonight as he hits the first of 2. Kyler Nichols comes in, and he will take over for Tim Bowdy. Bowdy sits with 6 points. One of 5 seniors on this Quaker lineup as Patton gets the second. John Aldridge back in as Patton takes a seat. Garrett with 3 points, 3 of 4 from the line. And it's a 21-point lead, however, for the Eagles, 64-43, with 3:08 remaining in this game. Right side, this is Braden Hall. He feeds down to Dunlop in the post, sends it back around. Solman at the wing. Down low to Smits. Coming from behind is John Aldridge trying to climb over Derek Smits, however. And it's going to be Aldridge called for the personal. His second 19 foul. And Derek Smits will head to the line to shoot some free throws. Smits is averaging a little over 7 points per contest, a 62% free throw shooter on the season. And the 1-and-1, that one rims out, but Dunlop has the rebound and the putback for the bucket. Dunlop with 4 points, 66-43, the Eagles' advantage. With 2:43 left to go. As the Eagles will go to a 2-3 zone. As Kurkowski, long-range NBA 3 misses. Williams will be tied up on a quick whistle. As Aaron Powell managed to get a couple of fingers in there to, they'll say, a tie up Will Williams. Michael Solman will take a seat as substitutions are made here for the final 2 minutes and 27 seconds. As Ryan Connor is now into the lineup for the Eagles. They look for Smits in the low block. As Powell gives it to Braden Hall. Hall finds Smits. Smits backs down about 12 feet away. Nice little step-through move, and Derek Smits doubles his point output. He now has 4 points. Kurkowski, as the Quakers get it quickly into the front court. Here's Will Williams. Drive, pull-up jumper from 12 feet. It's up and good. Will Williams now with 12 points, all of them here in the second half. And it's a 68-45 Eagle lead with 1:40 left to go in this contest. Left side, Hall down to Smits once again. Little left-hand hook is no good, but saving it for the Eagles before it getting knocked out of bounds on the far side. And the ball goes into it belongs to Plainfield as Kurkowski leaves, Maple leaves. as Carlton Jones is now in. And Josh Ellis, and here's a 3-ball by Colton Jones. Will match a 3 coming back the other way. Shot no good by Connor. Smits with a rebound and the putback and the foul. Smits has his 6th point, and now he'll go to the line as the foul is going to be called against Colton Jones, his first. It's the 10th team foul, but 1:09 remains in this contest as Smits at the line. He's 0 of 1. Make it 0 of 2. Rebounded by Colton Jones. He'll give it over to Luke Jones. 63 seconds remain. 70-48. Zionsville with the lead as they have been on fire here in this second half. Here's a 3-ball on its way by John Aldridge. Shot no good. Colton Jones will tie up on the floor. Aaron Powell, and the possession error will favor Plainfield. Quakers trail 70-48. 51.7 seconds remain. Colton Jones gets the inbound pass, sends it right side. Will Williams looked like he wanted to step out into a 3, but good defense. And they'll feed down low to Ellis, and they'll send it right back out to Nichols. Ellis from the left elbow to Kyler Nichols. Nichols in the lane, left side. Colton Jones 3 on its way. That one's off the side of off the flange, no good. Smits with a rebound. He sends it out to Ryan Connor. 24 seconds remain. We'll see if the Eagles just hold the basketball. And Coach Andy Weaver says just back off and let these final seconds tick off. Plainfield Quakers will fall tonight at senior night as the home regular season finale as they lose to Zionsville by the score of 70-48. Keep it tuned here for a moment. We'll have final stats in just a moment. This is high school basketball on ASO. Welcome back to Plainfield High School. Brian Scott with you tonight on AudioSportsOnline.com as the Plainfield Quakers in their regular season home finale fall to the Zionsville Eagles by the score of 70-48. This was a close game through the first half as Plainfield trailed by 5 at the break, and they managed to get it to within 3 points early in the third quarter as Will Williams scored on a drive to begin the quarter, but that would be as close as the Quakers would get as the Eagles would open it up in the third quarter. Andrew Dockich, 9 third-quarter points, and the Eagles outscored the Quakers 25-10 in that third quarter en route to the 22-point win, 70-48. Let's give you our final stats for tonight's game. Leading all scorers was Zionsville's Andrew Dockich with 18 points. The Eagles' Jake Mann had 14 points, 9 points for Scotty Panola, 7 points for Alex Cibula and Michael Solman, 6 points for Derek Smith, 4 points for Josh Dunlop, 3 points for Braden Hall, 2 points for Dalton Judd, Aaron Powell, and Ryan Connor played. They did not score. For the Plainfield Quakers, they were led by Will Williams, 12 points, all 12 of those coming in the second half. Max Kurkowski had 11 points on the night, 6 points for Tim Bowdy. It was 5 points for Luke Jones, 4 points for John Aldridge, 3 points for Colton Jones and Garrett Patton, 2 points for Jake Maple and Jake J. And it was Kyler Nichols Josh Courtney and Josh Ellis played. They did not score. Zionsville led by 7 after the end of the first quarter, 20-13. They led by 5 at the half at 27-22. They led by 20 after the end of 3, and they win by 22, by ending this game with a score of 70-48. For the Eagles, they improved to above 500 at 10-9. The Quakers drop to 5-14. Both teams will play Friday night in their regular season finale. For the Quakers, they travel on the road. They will play at Columbus East, while the Eagles return home. They will take on the McCutcheon Mavericks to end the regular season. Next week, sectional action begins for the Quakers. They travel to Mooresville. In the Mooresville sectional, they will play Tuesday at 7:30, where they will take on Terre Haute North, while Zionsville will play in the very tough Carmel sectional, and they'll take on the host Carmel Greyhounds Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. I want to thank our sponsors tonight of high school basketball and audio sports online, the Hendricks County Flyer, Jay's Tree Farm, Creekside Family Dentistry, and Plainfield Eye Care. Once again, our final score, the Eagles knock off the Quakers as they have pulled in a big second half, and the Eagles win by 22 by the score of 70-48. This is Brian Scott saying thanks for joining me tonight. Look forward to seeing you next time for high school basketball on audio sports online. Until then, so long, everybody.